Hello, 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 and welcome to Updog Sports Talk. My name is Matt Miller. Joining me today is Justin McGovern. What's going on, dude?
Hey,
Last year's NFC South champion, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Solid team, couple pieces away from a Super Bowl a couple years ago. Super Bowl appearance, who knows if they would have won. I think they've turned around pretty nicely since Tom Brady left. I mean, when he left, They had wide receiver depth. They were good on the offensive line, but they moved some people around. I think they're back.
yeah.
When they got Baker Mayfield, I immediately said, watch this team turn around and be good. And they turned around. I mean, winning the division the last 2 or 3 years, the biggest news for them was bringing back Mike Evans. That was huge for them. If they would have let him walk, you could have just started tearing this thing down.
Yeah. They didn't just keep Mike Evans, though. They kept Chris Godwin, too.
Yes.
We thought for sure one of them had to be gone this offseason. And instead, they're still around. And you look at this team, the receivers they have are just ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, first-round pick Emeka Ibuka, Jalen McMillan. When Godwin got hurt, he stepped up. So he's there as well. Trey Palmer even had some decent performances when injuries happened in front of him. I guess Sterling Shepard's here, but I don't know what he's going to bring.
He's a cut
And then
candidate,
you even got
but
a steal and 7th-round pick, Tez Johnson.
yeah.
You can go 7 deep on this thing where they have just dynamic receivers all over the field. Like, it gets to a point where it's like, how many receivers do you need, guys?
How many receivers do they need? God, I hope they get it.
And then you look at running back, and it's very funny how this worked out because they didn't spend a high pick of running backs, but with Bucky Irving, Rashad White, and even Sean Tucker, like you have 3 backs who Irving's going to lead the way. He's the clear star, but any of the other 2 could step up and have a big game if they're asked to. That's the impressive thing about that. And we need to talk about how this offensive line has progressed too. They were one of the worst in the NFL just a couple years ago, and now instantly transformed to one of the best.
Yes, and that's led to Baker Mayfield's success. I mean, Todd Bowles recognized that when Baker Mayfield was in Cleveland, he had a solid offensive line, and he played pretty well. Fans, weather, whatever, all against him in Cleveland. Fans, weather, whatever, for him in Tampa. He's thriving there. Todd Bowles is on the hot seat, in my opinion, a couple years ago and saved his job because of Baker Mayfield. You can put Baker Mayfield in MVP conversations because of this offensive line. He reminds me of like a early Drew Brees, not quite hitting his full potential, kind of on the shorter side.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it helps when you have one of the best offensive lines in the league and you have 2 of the best receivers in the league and you just drafted one of the best receivers in college football. The question mark has always been defense. They scrapped it down a couple years ago. They brought in some guys. They kind of held it together with some Elmer's glue, and they're trying to piece it back together. I mean, they still have Vita Vea. They got Kalijah Cansey a couple years ago. They brought in Hassan Reddick. Is he the same player? Who knows?
I think Hassan Reddick is the guy I could kind of point to, and he could have a rebound year. He hated the Jets. He hated being on that team so much.
Yes. One of my favorite picks that they got in this draft was Benjamin Morrison in the 2nd round.
I knew you were going to say that.
I had to say it. I mean, I'm a Notre Dame fan. I watched this kid since he was a true freshman at Notre Dame, and he is going to come in, be able to take some of the pressure off Dean, who I have heard Dean in trade conversations, not from sources saying the Bucs are going to trade him, but other teams are interested in trading for him. They got Jacob Parrish, solid draft pick. They still have Winfield Jr. I think they're starting to piece some of this together, but they're running out of time with Levante David, and I feel like even Vita Vea is running out of time here. I think it's going to be harder and harder to pay him, but I think they have a solid enough defense. I think what they're doing is going to work, but you know who their defensive coordinator is, Justin?
Who is their defensive coordinator?
Larry Foote. Do you remember him? Big Steelers guy. A part of those like really good, stout, late 2000s, early 2010 Steelers defenses, and I think he brings some of that knowledge of those teams. So they don't need big names. I think they can get it done, but they got the Falcons right on their tail. Justin.
Yeah, if there's an issue for the Buccaneers, it's gonna be the defensive side for sure, especially the secondary. That's what worries me. So that could be their downfall.
Follow us at Updog Sports Talk on all social media. Follow us at Updog Sports Talk on wherever you get your podcasts. We're not going to be live on YouTube while we're doing these videos, but we will resume live shows in the fall. Thank you guys for joining us, and catch you later.